all of a sudden.
Okay, so I'm gonna guess because so far the color of the packaging has not directly correlated to the flavor. I'm gonna guess this one's banana.
That would be amazing if it was like a
AKA
banana
the flavor
bread.
that overwrites everything.
That's right.
Oh yeah, because it's got to be that old banana flavor that doesn't exist anymore in nature.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, see if we get a sniff test. Damn, that smells like maple.
Oh, wild. Okay. Also, notably, not the brown one.
Yep.
Oh, calorie mate, you scamp.
Yeah, no, that is maple. What is this actually? It just says block maple.
Okay.
It's amazing.
That's calorie mate, baby.
It's like almost like French toast. Like it smells like French toast in a weird way.
Ooh.
I mean, it is a really good smell. It tastes good too, but it's
Sure.
also super dry, like I've been saying for all.
Yeah,
It's
calorie mate,
mate.
so it's like
yeah.
yeah.
So, but yeah, damn, I could eat a bunch of these.
Join us for the...
Apparently, it's apple.
Which one? The pink one?
Mm-hmm. No, sorry. Pink. Yes, pink is maple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pink jelly is the apple version.
Yeah.
Ugh, calorie made jelly.
Oh, calorie mate jelly. That's maybe a step too far. You're muted.
Am I gonna have to hunt those down now too?
Apparently, yeah.
Yes.
All right. Are you guys ready to get started?
Yep.
Yes. Sure.
Last I have is the black one, which is next week.
Yep,
And I have
tune
not
in
looked
next
into
week.
the label for what that is. So
That's right. No
it'll be a
peeking.
great surprise.
That's right. All right. Let's get started.
I looked.
Oh, no. All right. Let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to a brand new episode of That Video Game Podcast, a.k.a. TVGP. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me as always is Moonpear.
I like the fact that you said as always, despite the fact that I was off last week.
Whether you're here in your physical, corporeal form or here in spirit, you're always here.
Oh, I didn't realize you guys recorded the Wayward Sons without me. Okay,
That's right.
that's good.
That's
Hi.
right. And the Nymph.
Sorry, that was really poor timing on my end.
That's right.
Calorie mates
Yeah.
are awesome. You
That's
guys
right.
should find some.
Sudden addiction to calorie mates, the Nymph. If you'd like to hear about his sudden addiction here and choosing between 2 different calorie mate colors, you can check that out and more over in the Outcast on our Patreon page at patreon.com/E1M1 or E1M1.cash.
You don't have to slow down your delivery just because I'm drinking some grandma's ashes. I'll stop drinking in time
That's
for the ones and numbers.
That's right. You get access to the Outcast we were just talking about all of the stuff going on in our lives except for video games. We talk about a lot of stuff. I have a very long list this week. You also get early access to Critical Misses and We Roguelike It. At the $5 tier or higher, you get exclusive access to the Critical Misses production meeting, the kind of in-between season, fly-on-the-wall production, behind-the-scenes sneak peek, and the Wayward Sons, the Supernatural TV show watchcast that Moon and Imp are going through. All of that over at patreon.com/E1M1 or E1M1.cash.
The ones and numbers.
Real quick note here. It's the first Saturday of the month, so we have a brand new episode of Picking Up the Pixels RPG Love out in this feed right now. We have a really good episode. We do only talk about one game for like 30 minutes. So if you want to hear a lot about the entirety of the Life is Strange series, surprisingly non-spoilery, you should go...
Did you guys talk about the newest one? Because
Yes.
that's a Game Club special.
Yeah, we're talking about the new one. I have not played it, but we're sort of recapping fondly the...
Hold on, I'm just gonna open a Google Doc to get at that traitor.
strongly worded email. So go check that out. That's a really great episode, even though we don't, for a lot of reasons, we don't have a lot of stuff to talk about. All right, Moon. We need a score update and what you've been playing for these last 2 weeks.
Okay, not a lot because I have been sick / migraine / sleepy / busy at work. 791560 is our new number.
Oh, almost 800. All right.
almost at the 800,000 mark. Some of the following games I have completed, some I have not. I have been lax on my social media updates. See aforementioned migraines and stress levels. Okay, let's just start with another site, I guess.
Okay.
Which is a narrative platformer. It is weird, is an understatement.
Uh-huh.
You play as Kit, a young girl who has lost her sight but sees things like Daredevil does with vibrations in the air.
Okay.
And you are accompanied by a cat. I wish I was kidding. I wish I was kidding. It is Kit and Cat, Kit Kat, and they don't take breaks, unfortunately.
Sadly.
It's like you character swap between the two of them. You solve puzzles. You're trying to get to the surface to see your dad because you fell into the underground under the underground of London.
Okay.
Which I know is a strange sentence. And while down there, you somehow are looking for something called. Nope, I forgot what it's called.
Okay.
A thing. The MacGuffin.
Right.
Which is the source of a bunch of mystical power that the people in the underground have been harnessing. People such as Monet.
That one? That Monet?
That Monet. And you go through his garden, which looks exactly like a Monet garden would look.
Okay.
You meet up with Claude Debussy, who I think has one of the funniest names ever, in my opinion. I'll tell you one of the other people you bump into, and I guarantee you can tell me the antagonist of the game.
Okay.
I ran into Nikolai Tesla.
Uh-huh.
So guess who the bad guy in the game is?
It's his friend David Bowie.
Yes, his friend David Bowie. David Bowie did play Tesla, dude.
I know.
Yes, the bad guy is Edison, because you can't talk about Edison without talking about Tesla, and vice versa. There was an interesting quote-unquote cutscene where Edison talked down at Tesla for not being an industrialist, which is hilarious considering where we're at nowadays.
So how close is this to Eternal Sonata then?
What a great question.
In all honesty, it is giving Eternal Sonata vibes. Like, it's not a JRPG, but it's giving those vibes where it's just like, let's just throw a bunch of like famous names in this mix and see what happens, kind of thing. So yeah, right now I'm trying to get to the thing where I can make the ending decision. The problem I'm running into with this game is, like, I'll do like a level or like 2 or 3 sections of the level. I'll pause the game, and then because I am so exhausted from everything going on right now, I just fall asleep. Sitting up on my couch.
Right.
I'm just like and I don't know if that speaks ill of the game.
I mean, it's definitely a relaxing experience then.
I mean, it is. There's really no fail states, and when there is, it's because you jumped off an edge to your death or whatever, and it only puts you back like 2 minutes.
Right.
It's fine, I guess. It's a narrative platformer with the simplest of puzzles and a cat that can do things. You know, it is what it is. I don't know. It's okay. Hopefully, I get done with this at some point soon, so I can like put the soundtrack on my phone. And then, you know, use it to fall asleep too.
So you're getting sleepy just talking about another site.
I really am. That's also just because I'm just exhausted in general.
Yeah.
Listen to him count down. He can't make it to 3 without yawning.
Yes,
that's right.
Boston counted down, so the trigger is already in effect.
That's right.
Yeah.
I finished Cyberpool, which I am very disappointed with, because it is basically just a puzzle game from a top-down perspective with pool mechanics, except you don't have to pot the balls in order. You just have to pot the balls. And the physics are absolutely hot garbage.
Sorry, just pulling up the
Did it say achievement guide again?
Yeah, you want to know how long the unedited Platinum Trophy walkthrough for this one is?
2 minutes.
7.5 minutes.
1 minute and 16 seconds.
That's fast forwarded footage. That has to be fast forwarded footage. Ain't no way. I bet you it's like play each level. That's probably the video.
You're just not playing it right.
That's
That's
right.
all.
The speed run,
Nothing
man.
to be ashamed of.
Knowing my luck, there probably is like
A fast
so.
button.
Sometimes with this kind of games, there is there's a fast forward button for when you take your shot, which is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's whatever. It's fine. It's a pool game is thing. I don't know. There we go. There's some footage of the game.
I say it looks like something that you would play on the PlayStation 1.
Or like an Xbox
Yeah, a
Live
little bit.
Arcade classic.
Yeah.
I have no idea what this trophy guide is doing, by the way. I just played the classic mode.
Mm. Who knows?
So I have no idea. Clearly, there is a faster way to get the gamer score on this than I did, but whatever. It is what it is. My next game is Inbento.
Oh, I've always meant to play this game.
It's a puzzle game about making bento boxes for your little kittens.
Heck yeah.
It's really cool. And it's super complicated now because I'm at like World 7. So it starts very simple. Place the bento in the box in the order shown that the picture tells you to. Very, very simple.
Yep.
That gets real complicated because it suddenly becomes like you overwrite bento with new bento, so then it becomes a case of having to do things in the right order to get things to look right and be right, and it gets complicated. I'm at World 7 of 13 currently in this game.
Wow.
And when do they start adding stacks of bento? Like, you can't have
right.
a bento box that's less than 3 layers, you know?
That's right.
I don't know, maybe all of the bento is 3 layers. I don't know. Also, it's for a child, so I'm hoping that, you know, it's a good-sized, you know, healthy meal.
Right.
It's fine. It's a fun little game that I'm just putting a bunch of squares on a square grid and trying... Not that kind of square grid. Don't get excited, Boston.
Bummer.
Putting a bunch of squares on a square grid and just trying to chill out and, you know, not fall asleep. I can't help it.
Music? Is it chill music?
It's fine. It's kind of chill. I haven't fallen asleep to this one yet that I'm aware of, so that's probably a good thing.
Okay.
I'm looking for Moon's games to sleep by, is all, you know?
That's right.
Okay. There's definitely more than one. I mean, the DPS Idol one was pretty good. So was the Idol Wizard one. Grim Idol, I definitely fell asleep to a couple of times while that was just running in the background. That could also just because I was listening to YouTube videos and podcasts while I was doing it. That could be part of the problem.
I've been doing that a lot too.
Let's see. There's also Goat Simulator Remastered, which I completed.
Okay.
Because I have a problem. So, Goat Simulator had a lot of DLC that I didn't realize it had.
Okay.
A lot of DLC that I didn't realize it had. Including the unfortunately named Goat Z.
Okay.
which is the version of Daisy but with goats.
Sure.
So again, unfortunately named, so it is what it is kind of situation. It had the Goat Payday version of the game too.
That's
where
right.
you gotta try and perform heists.
Does he have little blue gloves to put on his hoofs?
No, but you put masks on, and you wear different masks, and you have 4 different animals you can play as, and like one of them's a sea lion in a wheelchair.
Okay.
One's a goat. One's a flamingo. I can't remember what the other one is. It might be a giraffe. I don't know. But yes, it's 4 different animals. So I played all of the different modes of Goat Simulator and got all of the achievements in that game now. It is about as crazy as it ever was, except probably worse because I've never played any of the DLC until now.
Right.
They have an RPG in there where you gain levels for doing quests.
Of course they do.
And it's crazy.
I feel like Goat Simulator has
genu-
consistently been the game of like, well, nobody told us we can't. It's like, okay,
Yes,
sure.
pretty much. Like when they have like the aforementioned zombie thing, you start as an infected goat, and then you basically infect enough people to start the outbreak, and then the health and the hunger meters turn on, and you have to stay alive for at least 10 days to get the achievement. So, sure, I guess.
Oh boy.
I mean, I thought
Well-
summoning a satanic goat was funny enough.
Yeah.
Was that the first game?
That's the very first. Yep, that's the first level on the first game. It's it's very crazy, and you can still do that in this one too.
Jeez.
I don't know. Goat Simulator is hilarious and stupid and dumb all at the same time, and it's still fun to play. I cannot recommend it enough. 2 games left, one more achievement game, then a serious game. Well, my final achievement game this week is Guns, Gore, and Cannoli 2.
Okay, I didn't know they made a second one of this. Okay.
I didn't know you knew what the first one was.
I know it because it has a terrifically ridiculous title.
Yes, it does. And this is basically a side-scrolling Contra-like, except you're a mafioso in a world where zombies have come out.
Naturally.
And also
Tales old as time.
the Nazis are there.
Well, it is 2026.
Yeah, and the game's set in 1945, so it makes perfect sense. Or 1942, I should say.
Or does it just
So it
look
makes
like
perfect
1945 because of real world issues?
I mean, take your pick, really.
That's right.
It's a fun little side-scrolling platforming thing that's like kind of fun to play. Really solid like guns, solid shooting, solid like level design, everything like that. It's cool.
Has a fun style to it.
Yeah, the style is really cool. It's voice acted, which shocked the hell out of me when I played. I was like, wait, this thing is voice acted? And don't get me wrong, it feels like Dev number 1 and Dev number 2 doing the most horrifically stereotypical Italian American accents.
Sure.
I was literally just waiting for the hands to come up.
That's
like,
right. That's
during
right. That's right.
The whole conversations. And not the other hands in the Nazi way, but the hands in the Italian way.
Right.
It's fine. It's funny. It's stupid. It's got the worst bad good humor that you could imagine, and like it's got a bunch of interesting enough levels to it.
Yeah, it looks looks kind of fun.
It's usually cheap. You could probably get it on sale for like a couple of bucks. Give it a shot if you feel like it. I don't know. I enjoyed the time I played with it.
Yeah.
And the final game I played this week is Super Battle Golf.
Ah, yes.
I was game night on Friday, so I jumped in and we played Super Battle Golf. The thing I'm learning about this is Bill should not be trusted with a mod list. I could have probably just ended that sentence out as Bill should not be trusted.
We love you, Bill.
Because
I mean, I do. I feel bad that I couldn't play because I was busy Saturday morning and I had to wake up super early. So.
Oh, you're good. He put stealth bombers in the game.
He told me that he put in a mod that was basically like the Call of Duty kill streaks.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
And I was like,
That
yeah,
is
sure.
basically that's what the stealth bomber is, and the Patriot missile is there, and the AC-130 is there. Except you don't get it for killing people, you just get it from item boxes.
God, I love
That's
it.
awesome.
So
I
before
kind
you
of
know
wish
it,
you got it
someone
from
has...
killing people, but
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Before you know it, like quite literally, a nuke is being dropped on the map.
Right.
And when a nuke gets dropped on the map, I'm kidding you not, it kills basically everybody and sends them like 17 miles in the air. And you combine that with low gravity mode, and things get even more fun. And freeze the world so everyone runs around like they're skating on ice. Like, it's
so good.
Bill.
Bill,
There's
please.
too many mods.
I have a family,
No,
Bill,
no
please.
such thing. No such thing.
And I say that as the creator of the 156 mods in Lethal Company mod pack.
Right.
I say that as
You know
that
from
person.
experience.
Yes, I do. Also, I won, so there's definitely too many mods if I'm winning. Where credit was due, by 5 points, I won. So it wasn't a complete rundown. I just want more maps. The new snow maps are actually kind of cool. I like them. They have
I was gonna
new
say, didn't those
obstacles.
just release recently?
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I was
2 or
saying I
3
wanted
weeks
to
ago, I
check
think.
those out.
They have like new hazards like weak ice. So if you stand on the ice too long, it breaks and it just turns into a water trap.
Huh.
There is a lot going on in this game. A lot now with like stealth bombers and nukes and everything else happening. It's fun. Like again, if you're interested in it, the game is cheap. Look out for our notifications in LFG or Bill's notifications. Look out for those and jump in and enjoy the absolute chaos and anarchy that is just blowing each other up for 45 minutes on a golf course, apparently.
Yep.
It's fun. I like it. Super Battle Golf was great. But that is all I've been playing for 2 weeks because I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Oh, Papa Roach, I miss you.
That's right. All right, Nimp, what do you got?
All right. First thing I want to talk about is the two that I've only been playing forever now. X4 Foundation.
Yeah.
I do have some new stuff. I try to do something new every week.
I need to call you out on this.
Yeah.
Because every now and again I'll be sitting on my PC doing stuff. Like a couple of weeks, like last week I was working on a video for a thing. And then it'll just pop up in the corner of my screen. Shino is playing X4 Foundation. It's like, how dare you poison this community with your X4 Foundation?
That's right.
Those are just the people who allow notifications to happen on Discord. I have gotten DMs from a handful
this was on
of
Steam,
people.
bro.
Oh, on Steam.
Uh-huh.
It was like, there's been a couple of people who've reached out. It's like, man, I've been hearing you talk about this, and it makes me really want to get back into it. And I'm like, I mean, you do what you do, man.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
I have temporarily started a fight with an ally because they were not being cool. The group of people who were, the group of people who were trying to take over the one sector from the Xenons that I was trying to clear out, they up and decided that, hey, you've cleared out most of this, so we are going to build an embassy here, or I'm sorry, an ambassador station. And these ambassador stations are what you use to claim a sector.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Look, he's moving in town.
The other middle finger is that mine is right there at the gate. They had to fly by mine, and they put it next to it. You could see it from my station.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm like, no, this is not happening.
That's
because
not cool, bro.
Then it puts it into it's contested, where no one owns the sector.
Well, that's not going to work.
Like, no, I've already put in all this effort. So I took my battle cruisers and did the short jaunt over.
Yep.
And blew up their station.
That's what happens when you move into town, man.
It was kind of my thing, where I'm like, dude, like, that's not cool.
Space is real big. Find somewhere else to be, bud.
My reputation with them was at 28. It dropped down to 27.
Okay, well.
And I got all these warnings about, hey, you need to stop firing and blah blah blah. I was like, you need to get out of my sector. Like, you're not playing games here.
That's right.
So I cleared that out, and I've sent like a bunch of my Cloak and Dagger people over there, and it's almost back up to 28 again. Like, it was a non-issue. The only issue is that these are the same group that keep expanding everywhere, and they can't keep their own sectors safe. Like, I have squads within their sectors where I have trading stations at to keep my people safe, because they can't patrol their own people because they're spread out so much. So it's like, nah, you guys go the other way. This is all mine now. Back off.
Right.
So I cleared out the rest of the Xenon base, which honestly, there was 3 platforms. There were 2 defense platforms and 1 energy station, which were easy enough to take out. The one that sucked was that they had a shipyard that they built at the sector, and the shipyard is what's used to build the large and extra large ships. So they're pretty huge. This thing had so many turrets on it, and I couldn't get close enough to actually attack the station without my people getting like seriously injured. So I spent about almost 200 million credits on building battle cruisers. So I have 10 battle cruisers now.
That's right.
That
It's a drop in the bucket for you, though, right?
Yeah, it's about
hurts,
sending a
man.
message.
It hurt my heart. I'm like, all right, cool. I've got this fleet. I send them over there, and of course I saved because I'm like, I'm just gonna send them without messing with anything to see what happens. And they can fire outside of the effective range of the station. It's like, all right, cool. We're off to a great start. They're all lined out just outside of the killing field of the station, but they can still hit the station. What I did not expect were the literal 250 battle drones that came out of that station.
Oh no.
I kicked a literal wasp nest with this thing. I'm like, oh crap. I'm trying to pull back my battle cruisers because it's like that one level in Zone of Enders 2 where your radar is just red.
Yeah.
That's what was happening here.
Oh, jeez.
It just developed out slowly, and it just turned into this red cloud on this one side of the sector. I'm like, oh no, this is not going to go well.
Boy.
So I pull everybody out, and I'm like, all right, how am I going to deal with this? Because while they don't do a lot of damage by themselves, the fact that there's so many of them and they're swarming, what they were doing is they were going after one target at a time. And with 250 things shooting at once, even if it's doing 1 point of damage, it's bringing down your shields pretty quickly, even on the battle cruisers, which have like I think these had like 20,000 shield health or something like that.
Wow.
So it was dropping those shields real fast. I'm like, all right, what can I do for this? So I jump into my envoy, and I start piloting around the station. I start drawing out a lot of those droids, and I slowly start to take them down. And it took 5 hours. Let me just put it that way. I did not do it fully by myself. I eventually got to a point where it's like, okay, I can take them down, but they're starting to become more of them. So I had devised a plan where it's like I have my battalion of battleships sitting off to a side. I brought in my fleet carrier that have a bunch of mini ships and some larges, mediums as well. Stationed them all, and I would just kind of drag out like a small swarm of them. And as we would get closer, my ships would turn around and start shooting them at range. And that way we weren't drawing in the whole cloud of things. And this is why it took 5 hours. So that, and the fact that every once in a while I would have an idiot pilot who would get too close to the station once we cleared out the drones, and they would just come under fire. And it's like, why are you doing this? I told you to stay here.
Why are you
Use
here?
your long range weapons. That was a whole logistical issue, and I still don't have it sorted out, but it's a known issue. With them not, it's something to do with whenever they get attacked, depending on how you have some of your turrets set on the bigger ships, they will try to fly into range so the smaller turrets can hit the target as well.
Oh, sure.
And those have shorter ranges, which then puts them into the effect of fire, which is not what I want them to do. So
Right.
a lot of screwing around on that part. Long story short, I now have a sector by myself. What does this do to me? Absolutely nothing. There are no benefits apparently to owning a sector. I had brought up about how anytime I have to build a station that somebody else's, I have to pay like a licensing fee. The AI does not need to pay a licensing fee. They can just show up and start building.
Lame.
It's like, well, that sucks. Why don't I get that?
Yeah.
Which I don't have a problem if they do that, but it would be nice to get that little bit of a kickback at least the one time. So what has gradually been happening is other factions have been sending their ships to mine in our area because it's resource rich, and they've been grabbing stuff, which is fine. I've got miners and stuff out there too, and I'm planning on building it up and moving my headquarters into that sector. And that's all I've really been doing. The one cool thing that I discovered is there is a section that has something called a riptide.
Okay.
And from my understanding is every once in a while the sun will just pulse out plasma in the sector.
Okay.
And if you're not at a station when it happens, docked at a station, I guess it blows up your ship. I don't know. There's like tons of as soon as you get into the sector, there's like a radio announcement that comes overhead that warns you about this.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, cool. And I happened to be at a station when I guess it was happening because I got a Steam achievement for being docked during the event.
Mm.
I was inside negotiating stuff, and all of a sudden, like, klaxons start going off. Everything basically goes to red alert, and then I get a little achievement that pops that says for basically being docked during a riptide. Like,
Huh.
cool. Still don't know what this is, but when I got out, I could see like a field of energy, like that had already moved past us, going through the rest of the sector. I'm like, oh, that looks bad. So
Right.
hopefully I don't have to deal with that. But
Jeez.
outside of that, I'm still just kind of running around like the Federation, just trying to play nice with everyone and be like, look, I don't want to have to blow you up, but I will.
Right. Just stay out of my sector, man.
Yeah, let's just be cool about this. Like, you guys do your own thing, I'm doing my own thing. We leave each other alone and we help each other when we need it.
Yeah.
But you try to take over my area and I will ruin you.
That's
That's
right.
all there is to it. So, my last game, Dragon's Dogma 2.
Hmm.
I have made significant story progress, but not a ton.
Okay.
Because I started grinding real heavily in this
Ah.
game. Yeah, that kind of bit me.
Every once in a while, that grinding bug gets you, though.
So I maxed out the vocation for. I started out as a mage, went into sorcery, and I wasn't really feel. Everyone says that sorcery is like the best, I guess, DPS class for Dragon's Dogma 2.
Okay.
I wasn't feeling it. Whatever. Maybe I don't have it set up, the way everyone else does. I'm not sitting here min-maxing or anything like that. So I was like, all right, what else can I play? And there are 3 vocations that you cannot learn. You have to like find a master and then they give it to you.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember what one of them is off the top of my head, but one of them is Magic Archer and the other one is Magic Spear or something like that. Magic Archer is basically Archer, but you're using magic, a magical bow, so you don't have to worry about arrows or anything like that, or having to use special arrows. But it's heavily focused on lock-on. Everything
Oh.
it does will lock on to something.
Huh.
And there's a couple different things that I have going on with this. One of them is like these freezing bolts that if you hold it down and charge it, and you basically swing the reticle around an enemy, it will lock on to different enemies. And this is upgraded so that I can shoot off 5 of these bolts at once. It will just sit there once it goes. It'll sit there and just keep spinning through whatever I have it locked on and doing damage until it wears out.
Oh, wow.
It's like, all right, that's pretty cool.
Huh.
I've got another spell that takes a little bit longer to charge, but it shoots off like 10 bolts, it looks like, and it does a ton of damage and takes up a ton of stamina. And the other one is just kind of throwaway one that I'm kind of using because it's kind of funny, where it shoots out like a spike and it becomes electrically charged. And as you can charge it up to, I think it's 5 spikes right now is what it's upgraded to. If you shoot out 5 spikes at once, it will start to discharge between the spikes. So the spikes cause damage,
Oh.
and the discharging between the spikes causes damage.
Right.
And you can pin tiny creatures to walls, which is
There you go.
very horrific and funny. It's like, all right, cool. So I'm bouncing around with this. It also has a rejuvenation arrow where if you charge it all the way, you can revive your pawns at range, or you can just heal them. So it's like, all right, that's pretty helpful. I switched my main pawn. They were a fighter, then I upgraded them to a warrior, and once they completed that, I upgraded them to a thief.
Okay.
And thief is really cool on a pawn. I've got it maxed out for the most part, and I gave them a skill called Ensnare, where it throws out a rope, and for small enemies, it will pull them towards them. And if it's like a harpy or something flying in the air that's small, it will just yank it down to the ground and everyone can hit it. If it's something that's already on the ground, it'll just yank it towards them and it'll pin it to the ground and attack it. For the bigger monsters, if they are off balanced, your thief can yank them further off balance and make them fall down.
Oh.
And something that I haven't been able to emulate yet was one time when we were fighting a Cyclops. My pawn came out of nowhere like Spider-Man. Like, you just see this cable latch onto its, like, this thing's head, and then my pawn is just ziplining to its head and just doing, like, all these attacks. And I'm like, what is this?
All right.
I also unlocked an ability where it can jump off of walls. So it's, like, bouncing in this little valley, like, doing, like, all these kinetic attacks and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but apparently pawn, or the thief class is a very good pawn class. So.
Yeah, huh.
But right now I have had them complete mage and sorcerer, and I actually got a message from somebody random that was like, hey, can you put your pawn back to warrior, because I had to switch out a pawn and I wanted to use yours again, but I don't need a sorcerer, I need a warrior.
Oh man.
Like, all right, yeah. Well, no, I was like, all right, yeah, just let me know when you're on again. I'll flip them over, and then you can summon them, and then I'll flip them back over to a sorcerer. So
Yeah.
it's like, whatever. So it's kind of cool that there's still a lot of the, I guess, Dragon's Dogma 2 community out there that's still pulling stuff.
Yeah.
I hear that there is DLC coming soon.
There's some whispers, yeah.
Yeah, there's like a rumor or something happening, so maybe that's what's kickstarting people to coming back in.
I think the rumor started with a like a beta branch Dragon's Dogma 2 patch that's like
Something.
80 gigs, and they're like, hey, what's that? And everyone's like, huh, nothing, don't worry about it, it's just it's fine,
I know a lot of people are just out there rumor milling that it's just like the Dark Arisen from the
sure,
first
like
one, where it's just
like
like
a
here's all the
big
quality of life
expansion.
stuff to and
Right.
an extra area for you to check out. But story wise, I won't spoil anything because I've been not spoiling a lot of the story.
Right.
There is a big event that has happened, and I was actually just telling you guys this. I had to put my PlayStation in rest mode because it wouldn't let me save.
You were like
during
in the
this
middle
event.
of the event.
Yeah, and it takes for you're basically waiting for something to get from one side of the map to the other, and it takes forever. I later found out while looking to see if I can make it go faster that you could be attacking it this entire time. I'm like, I'm not fighting that. No,
Right.
I'm gonna wait at the finish line for it to show up, and we're just gonna go from there. So I've completed that event. After this podcast, I will jump back into the game to see where that leads. But yeah, I've pretty much just been grinding this entire time to get the passives, so that way I can build up the vocations differently. I have pretty good weapons. I've got everything cleared out. I found an elf village, which was random. Was not expecting that. They only speak Elvish, and the text is only in Elvish.
Okay.
And this
So
is
do
like,
you need to learn Elvish to communicate?
I don't know.
The game's just like, they speak Elvish, good luck.
So like,
Just find you a copy of the Silmarillion. and you'll
Yeah,
be fine.
exactly.
yeah. So like, I got into this area where it's like, oh, there's like a bunch of old trees here. Like, these look ancient. This is kind of cool. And then I see like these walkways. I'm like, okay, something lives around here. Let's go take a walk around. And it took a while, but it's like, it looks straight out of Lord of the Rings, where you know how they had like the pristine white marble that was like almost like Roman Greek style, and it was all in like ruin and stuff, and there's trees growing out of it. It's exactly that. And I helped someone who was being attacked, and they're speaking Elvish in their dialogue box. Like I said, it's the same flowing script from like Tolkien. I wouldn't be surprised if this all was from Tolkien. I'm like, okay, can't understand you. I go walking into the town, and there's like another person who just starts talking to me. I'm like, I don't understand. And then it gives me like a dialogue option. I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Do this.
Yeah. Whatever I picked, though, he was super happy with. So I was like,
All
oh,
right.
okay, cool.
There you go.
I didn't get a quest or anything,
Yeah,
so I don't know what happened.
Time to
there,
leave town.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, this is really cool discovering that. Yeah. Outside of that, the only other complaint right now that I have is there are 2 times I have been told to go to a jail for a quest.
Okay.
The first time,
Hold up. Like, get yourself arrested or go visit?
So the first time I needed to break somebody out.
Okay.
Not a big deal. The second time, I was actively told by a guard, hey, and this is like a side quest thing. Hey, we need you to go talk to a bandit that you caught. It's like, okay. I get to, they call him like, I get to like the jail, and the captain is there, and he's like, oh, hey, you're here to talk to this person. Follow me. Okay. I walk into the jail, immediately get attacked by all of the guards and thrown into jail.
Fantastic.
And I was super confused because I'm sitting here thinking like, is this part of the quest, or did I really just get arrested?
Is it a bug?
I don't have anything. Like, you are stripped down to prisoner garb. You have no equipment.
Huh.
Like, what is going on? Like, you get a little tutorial thing that says, hey, there are multiple ways to break out of this jail and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, all right. And it's basically just like, figure out how you're getting out of here, or I guess you can serve time here.
Oh, geez.
Like,
Okay.
well, I'm not doing that.
Right.
I'm really unhappy about this situation right now because I was told to be here. I was invited in here to talk to somebody, and now I got beaten up and arrested.
You're right.
I'm breaking out of here and killing all these guards. And that's what I do.
Yep. You
I
brought this
break
on
out,
yourselves.
I find my equipment. I kill all 15 guards in that jail. And then I go talk to the person who I needed to go talk to.
Right.
And then I walk back out of there. Quest completed.
There you go.
But this happens again, not with a jail, but I had to go into another restricted area where it was a palace where you're supposed to be stopping an assassination. It's like, okay. I get led to this area. I stop the assassin, and it has me in the princess's, or I guess the empress, her chambers with their guard, their head guard, and like an attendant. And the quest wraps up. Hey, did a good job. Here's your money. Here's your experience. Off you go. It's like, cool. Okay. As soon as I leave her bedroom, all of the palace guards are trying to attack me.
Of course.
I'm like, what is going on? So I leave another trail of bodies as I walk out of the palace.
Yep.
It's like, they need to fix this.
Yeah.
I don't know what they bugged out in here, but it's like, I am actively here because of a quest. I was invited by the people in charge of these people. Someone needs to send a memo.
Yeah, exactly.
But outside of that, everything else is peachy keen. It's been great. I've been exploring all kinds. Finding the elf village was like really one of those things where it's like, oh man, this is crazy.
Yeah,
it looks really cool, and I'm glad I found it. I just need to figure out either how to speak Elven or find an elf that speaks. I don't even know what the language is. Common, I guess.
Probably. Yeah.
So, just like X4, this is throwing random things at me. I'm like, oh, this is really cool. Let's explore this a little bit more.
Along for the
next
ride.
Thing you know, yeah, and then next thing you know, it's like, oh, I'm back in deep end. So.
Oh man.
But that's all I've been playing this week.
All right. I have 3 games. I'm going to kind of blow through these first 2 pretty quickly, though, because I want to talk about my third one here. I got the Platinum Stardew Valley. Yay! Finally did it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I saw it happen in a short.
Yeah, I made, it was like over 4 million gold in one stream, because everything kind of all happened correctly at once.
Nice.
So that was, I'm very happy to have that. Again, I will say the platinum for this is really not that bad. You really need to cheese the Journey of the Prairie King trophy or achievement. Just do it. Just look up the cheese method. Just do it. It sucks otherwise. It sucks doing it. So don't Don't try and do it legit. Like, if you did it, then good on you. You're like the best gamer that's ever lived. But that ain't me. So.
Do you know what your general time, or I guess how many streams?
45 episodes. So almost
like,
all of those
2
are
hours each.
3 hours. Yeah.
3
There's a
hours?
couple
Okay.
that are like 2 hours, but it's largely 3 hours a piece. So
that's not bad.
no, it's not. And like, I think if you're going for the platinum, I'm sure there's a ton of little things I could have done the entire time to make it go faster, or like, oh, I probably could have built another barn and had a lot more animals to produce milk that I could turn into artisan goods or stuff. But like, I kind of wasn't, like I said, kind of the entire time, I didn't really want to super min-max my farm. It was just kind of like, I'm just playing the game with this far-off goal in mind. And if I make mistakes along the way, or if I'm, not playing as effectively as I possibly could, that's fine. Because I'm just kind of having fun playing Stardew Valley. But I'm sure if you wanted to go for it, there's probably a ton of tips out there to like really maximize and make it happen a lot faster. But
and for everyone that was just sitting there thinking, oh, 130 some odd hours, you think that's not bad? For the amount of stuff you can do in this game, and for how big the game is, that's not bad.
Yeah, exactly. So the only other trophy that I have left for this game, because there's an additional set of trophies when they put out patch 1.6 with Ginger Island and all that stuff. Or is that 1.5? Either way. Is to get perfection, and that's doing literally everything in the game. I don't want to do that. Like, maybe someday, maybe it's a different story when patch 1.7 comes out. But for me, like, I feel like this is the perfect stopping point. And if I have to do all of the rest of the stuff in the game, which I'm not that far off from, like, I'd have to make friends with everybody. I have to build the gold clock, which is 10 million gold to build that. And there's like, I think it's maybe like a handful. I have to get all the rest of the golden walnuts, which I think I need 15 more. Like, all of that stuff isn't that bad, but I feel like I'm kind of done with Stardew Valley at this point, and I want to move on to the next thing. So maybe someday, path to perfection maybe could happen eventually, but that's definitely not happening right now. So Stardew Valley, I loved you. I was still having fun playing you, but I'm looking forward to moving on to other stuff.
But not.
Yeah, exactly. I played more Marathon. There's not a lot to talk about on Marathon this week. I was playing a bunch of solo stuff this weekend, trying to get my factions up. I have I'm like one solid run away from getting Traxxas, one of the factions, to VIP. Basically, when a faction hits level 30 reputation, it moves over to VIP, and then you don't unlock anything additional on the skill tree, but every time you get another level, it just ticks over like VIP 2, VIP 3, and you get genuinely ridiculously good rewards once you hit VIP levels. So a lot of times, if you're looking for end game materials, not the gold ones I was talking about last week, but the purple ones.
Like,
yeah,
is that how you get the gold then?
God, I wish. But like a lot of the higher end purple ones that you need will drop from that faction's VIP levels. So it's a lot of like the new caloric upgrade materials I need have a high chance to drop from the VIP levels. They had a little bit of a chance to drop before that, but now they have an increased chance. There is an in-game background or emblem or sticker or some sort of cosmetic for getting all of the factions up to VIP in one season. I might not be able to do that because we have about a month left on the season. I'm if it happens, cool. That would be nice to have it. It's a cool looking one. But I'm definitely not gonna like punish myself by super grinding at this point for like just a regular cosmetic. I am.
That feels like a quitter's attitude. I mean, you have
It
a
is.
whole new streaming slot that just opened up.
That's right.
Could be more marathons on.
Well, it would be if I wasn't playing my next game, and if Forza Horizon 6 wasn't coming out in 2 or 3 weeks, something like that.
Yeah.
The only trophy I do have left before I get the platinum is to hit level 100. And Bungie support just came out and said, it's not like a cumulative thing. You can't get like 60 in one season and 40 in the next, and that adds up to 100. You have to be 100 in a season. So,
of course,
I don't know if that's going to happen, especially not this season with how slow progression is. I'm level 70, and I've been playing a lot. So, I'm not entirely sure. And honestly, the game's population continues to drop, as the season progresses. So,
yeah,
I don't want to be like a doom and gloom about it, but there might be a point where I might not be able to find games fast enough. I hope not, but this game does not have Arc Raiders level of success and popularity here, so that could potentially be an issue at some point. Anyways, I'm really still having a lot of fun with Marathon. There's a lot of frustrations in the community, but like a lot of them are kind of inside baseball stuff of like there's too much grenade spam and cryo archive, which is a problem, but that's like inherent to the map because it's kind of tight quarters and small rooms and stuff. One of the emerging issues that some players are seeing a lot of, but other players aren't seeing it all. I haven't seen this issue, is what people are calling six-manning. Basically, 2 teams of 3 people are trying to queue at the same time at the same map, and then essentially turning into a 6-man team against all of the other teams on the map. Seems like we're seeing a lot in Cryo Archive, because that's like where all the purple and gold loot is, and all the vaults, and all the endgame weapons, and all that stuff. I don't think I've seen it. I have not played, a metric ton of Cryo Archive, but we play at least a couple of runs every week until our vaults are completely empty. But like it's definitely one of those things of it feels like when there's smoke there's fire for how much people are reporting it. So I'm curious to see what Bungie's going to do with that, if anything. I don't know how you solve that problem as player numbers decline, especially for the end game map. You're going to have a fraction of the player base playing that map, so it seems like it would be a lot easier to get into a position where you can group up with 5 other people that are on Discord and play. So like I don't know.
I say, and this isn't unique to this game, because it's happened with like Battlefield and Call of Duty as
for
well.
Sure. Yeah.
So it's not something that's that common.
Yeah, and I feel like there's an element of you hoping that would happen naturally by teams because of prox chat. That's why people wanted prox chat in all of these extraction shooters. Is every once in a while you can run into a team where you're like, hey man, we're cool if you're cool. Do you want to work together to wipe the map and we'll just split all this loot? That's cool if it happens naturally, like if it's an organic thing that happens. But if you and 5 friends are on a Discord call and like trying to force the issue to like forcefully wipe the map or grief people or do whatever, like that's a separate issue. But again, I don't know how you. Thankfully, I'm not in a position where I have to figure out how to address that. So, an unenviable position. Anyways, Marathon, still great, still playing it, enjoying it quite a bit. My last game here, Saros. Saros? I'm saying Saros. I don't know. No one pronounces it at any point. This is the spiritual sequel to Returnal. I'm not going to talk about spoilers here for this game. I'll talk about mechanics in, let's say, the first hour or so. I'm not going to talk any spoilers about Returnal either. This is more Returnal, largely. If you played that game, it's the third-person shooter, bullet hell, super fast action, dodging, roguelike. If you played that, it's literally the exact same as the first one. There are some new mechanics this time. One of the big ones is, well, first off, you start off the game with a melee, unlike Returnal. Thank you to Jinx, our longtime community member. Jinx has been playing Returnal, which is on PS Plus as well right now, if anyone has wanted to check it out.
Also on PC.
Yes, also on PC. And I forgot you didn't start that game with a melee, so you start with that. But if you hold the melee button, you actually have a shield now that you kind of wrap around yourself, and it absorbs enemy bullets. It blocks the bullets, but also absorbs them, and when you drop the shield, it powers up your essentially like power attack. Kind of saw that a little bit in Returnal, where you kind of had like a big attack you could do. In this one, to take a quick tangent, they still do that cool thing that I liked a lot in Returnal, where if you hold down L2 halfway, where like to the point where it stops with the trigger resistance, it will do your alt fire on your weapon. If you pull it all the way down and then fire, it does the big power attack. And the way you build up that power meter is by absorbing enemy bullets. So that's been kind of cool, of this having some level of protection against enemy bullets that isn't just start like dodging and air dodging and get the hell out of there and try not to get hit by it. The movement feels the same. It still feels really great. You are like super, just like the first game, you are booking in this game. You are sprinting everywhere. It's all about that super fast movement, which still feels really great. The shooting feels super good. It feels like it has very similar kind of enemies. So far, I've played, I think, a little bit over 5 hours or so of this. It doesn't have any connections that I can tell to Returnal whatsoever. It's not the same like group of people. Celine is not here. It's a totally different planet. It's like a totally different sort of thing at this point. One of the things that I've been kind of surprised and maybe a little bit cooler on than expected is the amount of story in this. There's quite a bit of story at the beginning of the game as you and your crew have landed on this planet. The previous 3 expeditions have all gone missing. Like basically the first expedition came out, couldn't really find anything, everybody went missing, and the other 2 that have gone there to not recover them, but to continue the work on recovering the very precious and mineable and profitable mineral that's on this planet, also just disappeared, basically. It's not even like that they met a grisly end or anything.
They call the mineral.
God, what do they call it? It starts with...
Is it unobtainium?
No.
Mineral X.
That's... Oh my God, what do they call it? I would have to look it up.
Never. I didn't mean to derail you. I was just wondering if it was some weird hokey name again.
God, what is it called? Leucinite. Leucinite is the name of the mineral. And basically, it's, if you have watched Alien, it's literally the same thing of like, man, y'all are dying. That really sucks. How's the mineral? is the mining going okay? It's a real shame that you maybe are dying and not fixing the mining of the mineral. So that's
Remember
been
company first.
it really is. And what's really interesting is there's a whole bunch of you on the planet. You kind of, at the beginning, you wake up and you don't know how long you've been missing, but you've been missing for a while, and everybody's like, oh my god, you came back. A bunch of people died, and a bunch of people went crazy. Are you okay? Like, something is happening on this planet that weirdly changes every time we go out and we do a run. And there's like a clear hierarchy, and then in the middle of the camp is a machine called Primary, which is essentially the voice of the corporation. And one of my favorite touches in this game, it has the really great like vibration that Returnal did. And it does all the same kind of things that Returnal did from that standpoint. But when Primary is speaking, your controller vibrates really hard, like every time it says a word. So it's sort of interesting of like, is it really loud? Is it in your head? There's this kind of weird question of like, why is Primary speaking to you so impactful? I'm not sure. But that's very much like the machine has taken over this mission from the humans. You need to go back out there and figure out how to start this Lucenite mining operation up. Like, that's your objective. If you want to find these people, that's cool, but only if it makes you work on the objective faster. So there's some real, like, fantastic late-stage capitalism nightmare stuff going on. That's great and hitting close to home in 2026, sadly.
Remember to wave to your AI overlords.
That's right. That's right. So that's been really interesting. I think it's easing up a little bit, but some of my early frustrations with Saros was I have finished a run, and then you kind of need to talk to a bunch of people in the camp, and you need to kind of get the next thing you're going to be doing, and there's a bunch of story happening. That's not inherently bad, but one of the things I really liked about Returnal was I finished a run, Celine woke up, there's the entrance to the dungeon, get back in there within a couple seconds. So that speed at which you could get back into a run was really great, and I think I'm getting back to that in Saros, but at the beginning it was sort of like, okay, these runs are pretty short because I'm learning how to play this game, or like, I beat the first boss and I can't go into the second area yet until I go back to, start a new run, that sort of standard thing. So like, if we could accelerate that a little bit, that'd be great. But I think that's a little bit better now. One of the most interesting things about this game is one of the pieces of criticism that people had for Returnal was there wasn't a lot of meta progression. So Returnal was really get better at dodging, learn the enemy patterns, learn the boss patterns, get back in there, get some weapons. Like, you just kind of need to keep playing and get better. There, in Primary's menu, that's the like corporate computer in the camp, there's a full skill tree now. And all of the things in there are permanent unlocks, and there's a lot. And there's like a full skill tree, and then at the top of it has a special node that says you need to beat the first boss to unlock the rest of this. You beat that first boss, it unlocks even more, repeats with the second boss, and etc. There's some stuff in there of, like, you can start a run with a reroll token. Or you can start a run, or like, every run starts with a reroll token. Or every run now you start with a key. So that you can open locked doors, you can open locked chests, stuff like that. Or like some of the more expensive upgrades you can do are your proficiency is higher. Proficiency is it's carried over from Returnal. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's basically the higher proficiency you have, the stronger weapons are going to be that drop. So a weapon that drops at 9 proficiency is inherently weaker than the same weapon that drops at 15. And it's essentially like the cap on the stats is higher. The higher the proficiency for a weapon is. And that carries pretty much directly over from Returnal, where it's like, okay, I got this shotgun at level 7. This one dropped to 21. It's inherently going to be way better than what I was using before. And then the really fascinating thing about this is there are 3 stats in the game. I know the green one is integrity, which is basically how much armor you have. And you can increase your like base maximum integrity through the skill tree. So in Returnal, there wasn't really that option. You would have to find maximum integrity upgrades throughout a run. But this one's just basically like, I'm now starting, even just a handful of hours in, with like triple the amount of integrity I had at the beginning of the game. And then there are 2 other ones. Blue is, I think, power, and yellow is something else. I don't remember what. But all of those stats impact your weapons and then basically like your Mass Effect arm thing that you have. You're basically equipping like different things under your arm, and those are your power weapons largely.
Okay.
Leveling those up gives you better stats on your weapons and stuff. So like your clip size is going to be bigger, or a perfect reload gives you increased damage when you do it, or your fire rate is higher, or you charge your power attack faster, or you reload faster, or stuff like that. What's really interesting is there's a bunch of nodes in the skill tree that raise all of those stats permanently. So you can spend like 200 of the kind of currency you're getting in the run, and usually I'm coming out of these runs with like 2,000. I take a 50% deduction on the currency I bring out of the run with me because I die, and I'm decreasing that number as I go through the skill tree. But essentially, you're raising the floor for your stats when you're going in. And I don't remember this being the case. Moon, maybe you can refresh my memory. But I don't remember keeping your weapon from the weapon you died with in your next run. So you do that in Saros. So if you died with like a tactical rifle or a shotgun or whatever, you start your next run with that weapon you died with, which sometimes is not a benefit, because maybe you picked up like a real dog of a shotgun and you're like, well, I got killed because that shotgun was garbage. So starting the run with it is maybe not necessarily advantageous, but if you find a gun that's really good and you die with it, you're starting with that weapon as well. But because you're investing in the skill trees, that the next weapons you're finding are going to be much higher from a proficiency standpoint, and all of your base stats are higher. So your weapons are going to perform better, you're going to recharge your stuff faster, etc., etc. So that's really interesting. I feel fairly positively about it. it's kind of tough because I enjoyed the difficulty of Returnal of the only way you're going to get through this area that you're in is by learning the environments, learning enemy patterns and boss patterns, and just like putting in the reps of getting better in this area. And there's still that in this game, but it kind of inherently feels easier in a lot of regards because you're investing in your character's meta progression like this. And I know I'm like the meta progression guy. If you've listened to like any of the We Roguelike It stuff, Moon and I are like, meta progression, yeah! Like that level of like, I'm in the third area and I keep dying to the boss, but I just bought 7 new skills in the skill tree because I came out of there with some of the like meta progression currency. But so I don't think it's inherently bad, but it's this kind of, I'm trying not to be elitist about it, but it's this kind of interesting moment of like, I understand why they made this change, and I think overall it's a good change, but it's a little bit weird of like, I've played this game for about 5 hours, and I'm in the third area already. And it feels like in Returnal, I would have been at the 5-hour mark, maybe struggling with fighting the first boss of like the first area.
Yeah.
I don't know how many more areas there are. I'm not, just like Returnal, I don't want to know anything about this game before I go into it. So like, there might be 3 areas, there might be 15, there might be 30. Like, I have no idea, which is half of the fun of figuring out a game like this. But it's kind of interesting to have that mechanic where I am increasing the base foundational stats of my character Arjun in a way that feels very impactful. There are ways that the game continues to be difficult. Like, one of the big mechanics in this game is the eclipse. Basically, you progress all the way through a level until you reach a big door that has an eclipse symbol on it, and there's like a like bloom of hands coming out of the ground, like Death Stranding style. And you grab one of the hands, and there's an eclipse that happens, and the enemies get significantly more difficult. And they drop corrupted artifacts now, so it's a lot like what happened in Returnal, where it will give you a big bonus, but there's going to be some downside to it. So it'll be like, it's going to increase each one of your stats by, let's say, 7, which is a fairly large increase, but now you take fall damage. Or your integrity goes up by 15, the other 2 go back down by 5, and now your dash cooldown is longer. So it's a lot of the trade-offs we saw in Returnal, which I think is really great, because I thought that was a really great system. But the real so-and-so of the integrity is that the enemies normally, sorry, of the eclipse, the enemies, when there isn't an eclipse, just fire blue bullets, and you absorb them with your shield, and yada yada. It's all the standard stuff. But when the eclipse is out, they start firing yellow projectiles, and they do more damage, but they also take capacity off of the top of your maximum integrity. So you have less overall maximum quote-unquote health as you're going through the run if you get hit by those. So it's this really interesting like snowball effect of like, oh my god, they just hit me with like 5 of them, and I lost half of my max integrity, which you can reclaim some of that. You can cleanse some of that corruption by casting your power move, but at that point you have to absorb a bunch of enemy bullets and you have to like perform pretty well. Now with this this kind of handicap on top of what you're already dealing with, like with more difficult enemies, and they're shooting more stuff, they're shooting corruption and that sort of thing. So overall, it's really interesting. I'm really having a lot of fun with it. I feel very similarly to the way I did when I started Returnal, of like, okay, this game's just gonna kind of kick me in the teeth repeatedly, and I'm happy to come back to it because I'm a glutton for punishment, apparently. But some of the stuff is interesting. I think the stuff is really great. The voice acting is top notch, especially all of the audio logs you're finding. The performance capture that they have going on, especially for the main character, looks really great. I think all of the story stuff has been really interesting so far. I think the skill tree has been really interesting. I really want to see, now that I've gotten through 2 of the bosses, I'm getting into some really, really interesting stuff that's continually raising the floor of my character. And it reminds me of starting Returnal, where it's like, yeah, this is incredibly hard, and I'm having a blast the entire time. Just like air dashing and moving super quickly and getting stomped by mini bosses and all of that stuff. Like it just has that same feeling all over again. Moon, it looked like you were going to ask a question. Sorry.
No, you good. I was just stretching my neck.
Okay. I think the only thing is with this, and I know it's reductive to say this, but I feel like this is still good feedback for people, is if you didn't like Returnal, I don't think you're going to like this one. Like, I don't think the addition of the skill tree and the kind of meta progression softening the blow of the difficulty a little bit, I don't think it's going to be one of those things of like, now it's an entirely different game that's significantly easier than the first one. It's just not going to be that. So I think if you bounced off of Returnal, I don't think it's enough of a different game to be like, this is the one to hop into. It's a even easier experience this time. But conversely, if you liked Returnal, it immediately feels like not more of the same, but the same kind of game, just the next step of it. And it reminds me a lot of, Moon, what you and I were talking about with Hades to Hades 2, where we found ourselves a little bit, not disappointed, but bummed a little bit with the didn't feel like it was enough of a step forward between Hades 1 and Hades 2.
It was too much of the same thing.
Yeah. I feel like this feels a lot like what I would want for a sequel to Returnal. It's not Returnal 2, and it's not easy, but it's a little bit easier, and it's a little bit more. Like, there's more story. It looks better. There's more tools at your disposal. Like, at the very least, that shield is like a huge benefit. The number of times, super minor spoiler, the number of times I've fought a boss that has like sent an entire like screen-filling curtain of bullets at you that you need to like dodge to the one side to absorb, drop the shield, dodge to the other side, absorb, drop the shield. Like, it gives you so much more options of how can I avoid damage while turning it in my benefit. And then sometimes, how much do I want to like run right at an enemy to absorb all of the shots they're shooting at me, and then absorb all that stuff, and then shoot a power shot right in their face. So I really love it. Like, I don't want to make it sound like I'm coming here and be like, they took away my difficult game. That's not the case. I'm still, I haven't finished the game in 5 hours or whatever. Like I'm still having an incredible time. It's just, I think they've found a way to keep these games difficult and punishing and challenging, and then still sand off the edges just a little bit in a way that I think makes it a little bit more approachable and a little bit easier in a way that I think makes it really appealing. So that's Saros. I'm having a blast. I'm looking forward to getting through. I'm only playing on stream, but it's definitely one of those games where it's like I look down and in a blink of an eye I've done with like a 3-hour stream. So
Yeah,
that's been a huge thing for this game. So I'm hoping to talk about it a little bit more now that next week, once I get a little bit more into it. I'm hoping to get through I had an easy-ish time getting through the first area. I had a hard time getting through the second area, kind of because of how it's set up from like a progression standpoint. And the third area has been pretty interesting so far. I have not seen the boss yet, which is maybe a little bit concerning. I'm a little worried about how tough that thing is going to be, but hopefully I'll find out this week. Okay, that's all I'm playing. Let's knock out these releases here real quick before we head out of here. Let's talk about the releases for the week of May 4th, 2026. We start off with Motor Slice, all one word. This comes out on PS5, Series consoles, and PC. It's a really cool-looking third-person, like hack-and-slash, parkour-focused platforming sort of thing. I say you're exploring the ruins of a megastructure and kind of like climbing all around it and fighting a bunch of enemies that all seem to be possessed, like big digging machines, which looks really great. And then you're like parrying them with this saw sword thing you have. I highly recommend.
It looks like it's wearing a jersey.
Yeah, she's wearing like a jersey or something, like.
No, like the sword looks like it's wearing a jersey.
Oh yes, yes it does. Yeah, I highly recommend looking at a trailer for Motor Slice. It looks very, very, very cool. So that's coming out this week, alongside with Wax Heads on PS5, Series consoles, Switch, PC, and Linux. This is they say it's a cozy punk slice of life narrative sim about managing a struggling record store. Seems a lot like the record store version of Tiny Bookshop that came out, I think it was last year. It was basically like someone comes up and being like, I'm looking for a cool rock record, but it has a female lead singer. And then you like look through the records and see if you find a record that they might like. And then they go, yeah, man, that was cool. And then you have like a bunch of characters you're like connecting with, and a bunch of bands to follow and stuff like that. I think it looks really cool. I like the rise of more of these games that are these kind of like cozy, I'm running a store sort of thing, but not the oh my god, what's that? I always think about this game, and I never remember. It's the roguelike that we really liked, where you dive in the dungeon, you sell the loot in the
Moonlighter?
Moonlighter, thank you. It's not like the Moonlighter thing where you're like going out and getting the stuff, it doesn't seem like. So it's like even lower impact than that, which I think is really
Oh, you
cool.
mean you're not going out and beating up some hipster and stealing his record collection
That's
and selling
right.
your vinyl store?
Yeah, that's Waxheads too. But yeah, that's Waxheads coming out this week. Next up is Alabaster Dawn. Comes in early access on Steam on May 7th. This is the new game from the developers of Crosscode. That was that isometric hack and slash RPG with the kind of complicated, not negatively, but complicated puzzles that everybody really liked, of like the the hack and slash RPG part is really satisfying, and then the puzzles are actually difficult. It's not just like, hey, you're playing a crate sliding game. Wouldn't you know it? The puzzles apparently were much more in depth and challenging than that. So this is their new game. I was kind of surprised they were putting this on early access because I couldn't remember if Crosscode was in early access or not, and I forgot to look it up before this episode. And their early access blurb on the Steam page is basically like, hey, development is going really great. We have about 2 years left on development, and we just want you guys to play it and kind of bang on it and tell us what's working and tell us what's not. And development's going great, and we just want you guys to play it. I'm like, okay, I like that level of honesty of, things are going great. Let's just get in here and keep trying it out. So that's Alabaster Dawn coming in early access this week. And last but not least, Mixtape comes out on PS5, Series consoles, Switch 2, and PC. This is the new game from Beethoven and Dinosaur, the Artful Escape devs. So I think you probably can guess the tone and level of weirdness going into this one, if you remember anything.
I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, I think they've been showing this off quite a bit over the last, year and a half or something, where it's a bunch of different developers and a bunch of different directors are telling different stories in this kind of shared game here. So I'm kind of can't tell from this gameplay trailer they released a couple months ago if that's still the case. I feel like that was the big selling point of the game originally. But I think we'll find out here fairly soon. But I think this game looks like a lot of fun, and the Artful Escape was incredibly weird, and I really want to see what they're going to make next, because I know it's going to be incredibly weird, complimentary again.
Yep.
So that's Mixtape. It's coming out this week. I'm deathly curious to see reviews for this one, because I hope it does really well. It'd be nice to have them have kind of back-to-back successes for that studio. All right. That's all the releases, which means that's the end of our episode. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. If you'd like to visit us, you can do so at tvgp.tv. Everywhere to find and follow us is on the right-hand side of the page. Don't forget to join our Discord server. We're talking about the LFG channel earlier when we were talking about Super Battle Golf. Join that over at discord.tvgp.tv. We do have the best community on the internet. Very welcoming, very kind, very food motivated, as usual. So please don't...
I'm making it a requirement. If you're new to the Discord, your first post needs to be an announcement of your favorite food.
That's right. The grosser, the better, is really how we ride. So please don't hesitate to join. We really genuinely do have a great community. Also, don't forget our Patreon, e1m1.cash.
The ones are numbers.
The $5 a month tier is the recommended one. Anything above and beyond that is greatly appreciated. It gets you all the cool stuff we talked about at the beginning of the show. If you can't support us financially, totally understand. It is 2026. Am I right? The best way to support the show, like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube videos. Follow us on Twitch. We do live stream on both of those, and all of the public feed episodes have a video component up there as well. So like the episode of Pup RPG Love, that's out right now, also has a video version. Critical Misses, We Were Like It, this show, all of that stuff has video versions up there as well. And the best way to support the show is to rate us positively on your podcatcher of choice. That really, really, really does help for any show that you like, but please try to do ours first. We really appreciate it. I think that's it. So we'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, Nimp. What are your titles?
I have... Nope. Forgot what it's called. The Underground. The Mooney.
Okay.
Moon's Games to Sleep By. Played the 4 different modes of goat. And Saros or Saros.
Okay. Moon, what do you have?
Making a Google Doc. Get that traitor. That Monet. Bill should not be trusted. I will ruin you and find you a copy of the Cimmerillion.
All right, I have the Underground, his friend David Bowie, Moon's Games to Sleep To, Nope, forgot what it's called, or Saros or Saros, which I really like that title too because just the title of it is writing it the same way twice.
Yes.
I'm
fine with the last one.
I'm good with whatever. I don't have any that I'm super attached to. I also like Moon's Game to Sleep To. I don't know, Moon. What are you feeling?
Yeah. Come on, Moon.
I'm good with pretty much wherever, to be honest.
Nope, you have to pick.
That's right. I'll vote for
I mean,
Saros or Saros. I think that's
let's just do Saros or Saros.
yeah. I'll circle it.
All right.
I think that's ludicrous from every angle, which is a perfect TVGP title.
I am ready.
Oh, okay.
I think I am too.
All right. Starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 967 from May 4th, 2026. Saros or Saros?
I vote Saros.
No matter what you call it, it's a fine game.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out, watching, and being the best community on the internet. We greatly appreciate it. We'll see you all next week. Bye.
Or
But what did you just eat? We can't end
A
the
truffle.
podcast without you telling us. Okay.
There we go.